UAE continues to take further concrete steps towards developing its nuclear energy program. UAE ambassador to Pakistan calls on community to donate towards floods. And Apple's Steve Jobs dies at 56. This is 7 National News. In our top story, the UAE has said that it will continue to take further concrete steps towards developing its nuclear energy program in a bid to meet its growing needs of electricity within the framework of the safeguards and supervision of the International Atomic Energy Agency. On the sidelines of the 66th session of the General Assembly in New York, Ambassador Ahmed Al-Jarman, the permanent representative of the UAE to the UN, said in a statement that the UAE will continue to take further concrete steps towards developing its peaceful nuclear energy program in order to meet its growing needs of electricity within the framework of the safeguards and supervision of the IAEA in compliance with the highest standards of transparency, safety, nuclear security and non-proliferation. The ambassador further added that the program would be conducted in full cooperation with the agency and other friendly and responsible states. The Pakistan Association in Dubai, in collaboration with the UAE Red Crescent, has set up a flood relief camp at the PAD to raise money for victims of the recent floods in Pakistan. At a press conference at the Pakistan Association, its ambassador, Mr. Jamil Ahmed Khan, stated that unprecedented rains have badly affected 11 districts of Sindh, affecting more than 8.9 million people, causing 450 deaths and injuring 746 people. He added that 2.5 acres of cash crops were destroyed, 300,000 children were affected and 700,000 houses damaged. He called for the expats in the UAE to help support flood relief victims through contributions. The ambassador said that after Saudi Arabia, the Pakistan community living here in the UAE is the largest, and it is important that the community should rise to the occasion and reach out to their flood-affected brethren.
I have a very strong hopes that not only Pakistani community but all the communities living in UAE would get mobilized for this particular cause of the flood relief, and particularly those people who are still residing under the open sky and waiting for assistance from their brothers and sisters all over. This is a global village, and in a global village, we collectively try and resolve the problems of the neighbors, regional players, and the people around the globe.
The Abu Dhabi Education Council launched a new initiative that will change the way children learn. According to officials, the new technology will enhance the existing education system through an online and interactive approach. ADEC says this is part of their top-notch new school model for public schools in the capital. Khadija Saleh has this report.
A digital classroom will no longer be a thing of the future, but the present for Abu Dhabi's public schools. Abu Dhabi Education Council launched iClass today in its effort to help improve students' critical thinking, motivation, engagement, and knowledge attainment by combining the latest in digital technology with the teaching and learning methods in schools.
As you know, we are moving away from traditional methods of teaching based on memorization of information to a new modern method relying on interaction in the classroom and giving the student and the teacher enough opportunity to interact, to be creative, and to use their potential and capabilities to the full. This is why we are here today, to witness the launch of iClass, which is related to the curriculum. We need to have teachers and trainers capable of using this technology in the classroom.
According to ADEC, the initiative will run in phases beginning with a pilot project involving approximately 300 students in 6 schools in Abu Dhabi, Al Ain, and the Western region this academic year.
The iClass is intimately connected in terms of the technology with the curriculum. So we have developed curricula that can be provided through the medium of the technology today, so that the curriculum that the students receive, the instruction that they receive, is a lot more interesting.
The launch of iClass is expected to revolutionize classrooms across Abu Dhabi. According to educators, incorporating technology into education is definitely bringing back more fun into learning, while ensuring parents, students, and teachers collaborate and interact every step of the way.
Let's say their child is a little bit too sick to go to school because of communicating a disease, but not sick enough to play video games. Well, now they can insist that the child start doing their homework at home rather than video games. All right? Parents can become involved in the students' activities because now it's all there on the machine. They can learn, the student can learn. There's more interaction in the home, and teachers can tell parents what the students were supposed to do. So no more can I tell my dad, no, I don't have any homework, because my dad will know because he logs onto the site. We're very excited about how this will bring parents into the picture more and more and more, because that's where the excitement and the acquisition of knowledge begins.
Each school will be connected through video conferencing and interactive multi-touch electronic whiteboards, multi-touch tabletops, audio-video systems, including recording of sessions. Hence, students will no longer miss out on any lesson, even during sick days. Schools such as Al-Amin already started iClass a couple of days ago, and educators say they are seeing an increase in their students' enthusiasm.
Well, this is the future, and we have to learn to accept the new technology. And I think for students it's very important to learn to use all this new technology, because they will use it in their lives in the future. I also see that as a teacher I can see that it's very motivating for the students. The students who don't see the need for learning English writing, for example, they can find the motivation for that, because they need to write Google or Angry Birds or whatever.
I'm teaching grades from 1 to 5. Those students are active students, so they need many kinds of learning styles, if I can say that. I cannot just use the usual way, just use the book. We have to use many ways, and they learn more by playing, especially this age.
While this may look like all fun and games, educators and program developers say this is the way forward in education. By introducing the latest in technology and allowing students to use popular electronic items, it is hoped that students will perform better and excel. Khadija Sali, 7 National News.
The Emirates Foundation for Philanthropy, one of the UAE's leading organisations, released the findings of a foundation-sponsored research project into the problems facing women with disabilities in the UAE. The research carried out by, among others, Professor Abdulaziz Sartawi, the head of special education at UAE University in Al Ain, examines how different factors such as age, level of disability, education and marital status affect the lives of women with disability and girls throughout the nation. The study found that women with disabilities experience more obstacles than their male counterparts. It highlighted how women with disabilities are being sidelined, not only by the special needs sector, but also by the wider community, including other women. Based on their findings, the researchers have submitted a series of recommendations to the special needs community and national policymakers. The completed research will be presented this month at the 2011 Asian Conference on Education in Osaka, Japan. And looking abroad now, Apple's Steve Jobs has died from cancer at the age of 56. As the world still comes to terms with such a premature loss, many are making their way to Apple stores to pay their respects. Myrna Nassar has more on the man who changed our relationship with technology.
Flags at the Apple headquarters in California flew at half-mast today in tribute to the company's co-founder. Steve Jobs lost his lengthy battle against pancreatic cancer at the age of 56. News of his death was announced by Apple, whose website featured an iconic black and white image of the man it hailed as an amazing human being. His achievement even proclaimed by US President Barack Obama.
And somewhere in this country, maybe in this room, is the next Thomas Edison or Steve Jobs, just waiting for a chance to turn their idea into a new, thriving business.
The president also used the White House website to pay tribute to the man he hailed as a visionary and a great American innovator. Obama issued a statement that said Jobs was brave enough to think differently, bold enough to believe he could change the world, and talented enough to do it. Jobs was just 21 when he co-founded Apple Computer in 1976. From such humble beginnings, the company grew to eventually become one of the world's most valuable firms. In July, Apple's second quarter profit hit $7.31 billion on revenue of $28.57 billion US.
He was able to take something that was very boring, very cold, very mysterious, that nobody understood and nobody really cared about, and turn it into the single sexiest object in the marketplace today. And how did he do it? He put it in beautiful boxes with beautiful colors and fantastic packaging. He ran amazing marketing and advertising around it, and he put it into the hands of all the people in the world who influence the way that we think and who we try to emulate in our daily life.
Meanwhile, Jobs' friend and competitor Bill Gates issued an email statement to bid Jobs farewell. Gates and Jobs only a year apart in age, were the twin figureheads in the development of personal computers in the 1970s and 1980s. Steve Jobs' passion and irreplaceability were nowhere better reflected, however, than in the comments of visitors to Apple stores in the immediate hours following the Apple co-founder's death. Stores quickly becoming a makeshift shrine to Jobs, with candles and flowers left in tribute.
Really kind of sad, actually. I think he's been an incredible innovator in the area that he works, and it's a big loss really to the industry that he comes from.
Everyone in the Apple community kind of expected this. We knew it was going to be coming. We feared it was going to be coming, but it's always a shock. It's profoundly painful and sad. He was, young.
Fans from all around the globe continue to say thank you to the man who changed the way we listen to music, use our mobile phones and play on our computers. Mirna Nassar, 7 National News.
Oil was leaking from a container ship grounded on Astrolabe Reef, 22 kilometres from the city of Tauranga, New Zealand today. A local broadcaster reported an oil slick approximately 5 kilometres long that leaked from the stricken 47,230-tonne Liberian-flagged Rena. Authorities are hopeful that they can prevent all 1,500 tonnes of fuel from leaking from the ship, but are not certain that an environmental disaster can be averted. New Zealand maritime authorities have dispatched an aircraft to monitor the extent of the slick. Helicopters were spraying the area with oil dispersions.
The damage is quite extensive, and for that reason it is very difficult to determine exactly where the oil is leaking from.
And up next we have the day's business news, so stay with us.